I'm deeply saddened, and here's why. Well, this is about the vaccine stuff. So if you're not interested in that, then just click off this video. I want to start by saying that I'm not an expert in anything, and I'm willing to accept and admit that I was wrong. If you can also leave room to acceptance of the idea that you might be wrong. So I keep hearing this whole debate of, if you're not vaccinated, you should have a curfew. You should certain restrictions. Take your little doggy bag takeaway food and stay in house while watching your Netflix. Now, again, I'm willing to accept information presented non-ignorantly. Okay, I'm open and looking to disprove my beliefs. Okay, I form these beliefs on certain points of information that I had access to and put them together in my mind and form this opinion. And I think that I don't want to be vaccinated. I'm not vaccinated and I don't want to be vaccinated. Just to be clear, my whole family, my mom, my dad, my grandma, and many of my friends are vaccinated and they're very well. And I do know of people who got vaccinated and they are not well at all. They had more problems than... So it's a mixed bag of nuts, okay? To be noted that I live in the UK and my family lives in Europe, in different countries, and I have not left UK and I have not met with my family from way before the whole pandemic situation started. So I hope we're clear on that. Now, this whole debate on the passports and if I'm not vaccinated, I should not be able to do certain things, basically to exercise my human rights. I should not be able to do that. Well, if you have a logical argument presented non-ignorantly, I might accept it. Like, for example, if you think that I should present some test, then you should provide a free test, and I have nothing against it because my DNA is already in all the databases that is not supposed to be in, but I already know that it is, so that's a totally different story. Please understand that there's a whole lot of different things that get in this pot of nonsense, right? And I don't blame anyone for taking the decision for getting vaccinated, or I'm not against the vaccine, or I'm not an anti-vaxxer, or whatever you want to, I don't know, those people who say sheeple and waxers and all these fancy millennial expressions. I guess I'm getting older faster than I thought, but yeah, I mean, keep going with those. The idea is, let's lay things on the table, but if we're gonna lay everything on the table, then please come with an open mind to this discussion, and the comments are going to be open, and I'm sure that I'm going to have my share of people not liking what I'm saying here. But if we are to be transparent, right, I have a question to the European Council, or when are they going to make their contracts with the manufacturers of these vaccines publicly available for scrutiny, for public scrutiny, for parliamentary scrutiny, and for people to see these contracts? Why hide anything if it's all good, right? Now, I'm not gonna go any further. I'm just gonna leave this question to set, okay? But before you tell me to go back to my house after whatever hour you fancy, I think you should find out the answer to my question and then come and present it to me, or convince me. Again, I'm willing to admit my mistake. Are you? That's my question. With all that, I'm not an expert in anything, but please don't come to me with statistics. And when I say don't come to me with statistics, it's not like I'm so important or I know more than anybody else in any kind of field or in particular statistics. I'm sure that the equation of the statistics is perfectly sound. However, what I have a degree in is computer science, and I do know the difference between data and information. Data being the crude product, the crude oil that you extract from the ground, if you will, that's a parallel. And the information would be the refined product, the diesel or the petrol, right? The gas, right? So make a difference. And what I'm trying to say is that the data or the information that statistics are based on are very often wrong. So not the equation, not the refinement of the data, but the data itself. I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one that got one of those, surveys and let's fill it out, or online or survey or whatever. And what do we fill it out? When I was late teens, early 20s, I would very often write nonsense just for fun because I knew that I can influence the outcome of whatever in a very small percentage. But if enough people would make a joke, then and this is my personal opinion that I'm entitled to, like everybody else. And I'm sure nobody woke up this morning looking for another person's opinion, but this is a joke. This is a joke. The Council of European, whatever institution that I mentioned earlier, they have not decided against the implementation of vaccine passports. So they decided against mandatory vaccination. So nobody can force you directly to take a vaccine, but they can implement a passport where without that you can not go to work, where you cannot buy certain things, where you have to, they constrain you, basically pushing you to get the vaccine. And I believe that is very, very wrong. And I don't see how this is okay with anybody. I don't understand how this is okay with anybody. Please, I'm not gonna say it, but you already know, if you're new here and if you like this type of content, it would be very helpful if you would, and do the whole thing there, right? I thank you very much for your time, and I guess you'll see me next time. Much love.